And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And yes, here we are again, another day committed to being your consumer advocate, helping you understand your buying decisions, making you more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We do that by engaging our expert contributors over 80 different categories of consumer advocate content and advice, all with a local flair here to Tampa Bay. We're talking about CPAs, financial advisors, real estate mortgage experts, all types of companies here that come onto the show and help you advise in all these different areas, help make you more street smart on the Consumer Quarterback Show. That's our goal. Save our hotline number. We'd love to connect with you, 813-750-0550. You can call or text that line. It's an off-air number. And we got a great lineup for you here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Later on in the program, we're expecting Shane Socash. He's the owner of David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin. We talked to him about some of the different impacts in things happening, not only geopolitical things happening, but how is it affecting your retirement? And we're talking about precious metals, alternative investment opportunities with Shane Socash later on here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We do have Ray Hall as well in studio. Ray Hall Appraisals. He's a wealth of information for all things appraisal values and can value residential properties, commercial properties, all types of industrial, other types of properties as well, vacant land, as well as Diane VANCE, Fairway Independent Mortgage, DianeVance.com. She is our go-to for all things finance, mortgage related here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Support the local economy by supporting our show. ConsumerQB.com is the website. Follow us online. We're on Spotify. We're on iTunes. So if you can't catch the show live every day, you can find it on iTunes Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, iHeartRadio. You can also find it as well at YouTube. We've had over 1,200 videos now on YouTube. So it's all about helping you understand your buying decisions. We're right here in Tampa Bay. So it's the Consumer Quarterback Show Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And we feature our real estate listings live on air on the show so we can help our sellers profit more and sell faster. We've got a property at 100 Oakmont Lane in Bel Air. This is unit number 611. Beautiful property. Great opportunity to own a condo close to the beach with $1 million views. Check out the views from this beautiful property. 100 Oakmont Lane in Bel Air. It's unit number 611, and it's a great opportunity here in Tampa Bay. This has on the 6th floor, you've got some nice property views looking at the Gulf of Mexico, the pool, community pool there as well. So it's a great opportunity. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country.
All right, a quick shout out as well to Chad Irrigation, Victor and his team over at Chad Irrigation for all your irrigation needs. Give them a call. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. That can tell you from firsthand experience. They did a first-class job on my company or my company's properties, beautiful properties. Chad Irrigation, Victor and his team. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. All right, let's make our introductions in studio. We got Ray Hall Appraisals. Welcome back.
Hey, Brandon, how you doing?
Excellent.
I'm glad to be back. Always fun to be here.
Yes, sir.
Love to talk.
What do you want to talk about today?
Oh, man, there's so much we can talk about. A lot of times we talk about values. A lot of people getting appraisals these days. A lot of people have no idea what to expect from the appraiser, what it is we're looking for, what it is we do, or what they should do. So maybe we could talk a little bit about what they can do to prepare for the appraiser or what not to do. Things of that nature, how to get ready for it, because at times it is a nerve-wracking experience. I mean, I'm an appraiser myself, and when the appraiser came to my house for the refinance, I was doing everything I tell people not to do. So, we can go a little bit over what the appraiser's doing and what you can do to maybe help out that value.
Good. I love it. Good stuff. All right, we're going to go to Diane VANCE, is where Fairway Independent Mortgage. Hey, Diane.
Hey, Brandon. How you doing today?
Wonderful. Blessed and highly favored.
That's awesome. How was your baby moon?
We had a great time. The Keys were just such a fun trip. The sun was out. It was great weather, and was able to get on one of the Freedom Boat Clubs down there, boats out of Isla Morada. So that was nice. We had to hit the sandbar for the day.
Very nice.
Good for you.
We drove by the way, have you ever seen, do you watch Netflix? Have you seen that, what was the show called? Bloodline down there based in the Keys? We drove by that family resort that they had in that movie. It was pretty cool to see.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that is cool. Wow.
I love the
you could have been on TV.
Yeah, right. It was neat to see it.
Driving by.
Yeah, very cool. But so the Keys. I mean, you think about Florida. Think about what we do. Valuing properties. Diane, you're lending on properties. We're showing and selling properties, and the Florida Keys, the Bahamas are right off the coast. You got the Panhandle, the state of Florida, Orlando. You got Mickey Mouse over there. There's so many things, so many reasons why people are moving to Florida. Diane, are you seeing that trend just picking up even more?
Oh, yes, we are definitely seeing that. And also, I was just mentioning before we got on the air is that just this week I read that Florida is in the top, several cities in the top 10 for retirement. Number 6 was the Tampa Bay area, but we had 6 of the 10. I think it was Sarasota, Naples, and there was a couple on the East Coast, and it's because of the tax situation, because we don't have state income tax, and because of the quality of life, and obviously with the warm weather, and we are very fortunate that we have such a beautiful place to live in.
Mm-hmm. And thank God we had a light hurricane season this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a big win.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
It's funny, every year I always say, we get all these, things on our insurance for hurricanes, but it usually seems to be the Carolinas that get them.
Carolinas,
especially here in the Tampa Bay area,
LA, Louisiana.
I've always said I'm 46 years old. I've been in one hurricane in my life.
Yeah.
And that's when I was a kid in Long Island.
Oh, wow.
And Hurricane Gloria went through. Since Florida, I've never had a directly been in it.
We got lucky.
Yeah, same here. We've lived here for 35 years, and we've not been in a hurricane at all. So,
what an interesting year,
couple
too.
Scares.
Think about looking back this year. I know we're kind of we're in the fourth quarter now, and you're kind of looking back a little bit. You're counting your numbers, and volume wise, we're coming up close on a record. We're about to break a record, going close to 30 million this year in volume. But when you look at what we overcome this year, the COVID-19, the Chinese virus, the lockdowns, just so much stuff happening. And it was talking about this article that I was reading in Florida Realtor Magazine. It was talking about Zoom towns, so kind of a play on words. Mm-hmm. You heard of the old boom towns where industry would happen or people would move and they would grow and the suburbs would grow and you'd have this boom town.
Right.
But now they're calling Zoom town. So we're talking about Tennessee and some of the other hotbeds where people are moving to, Diane.
Oh, okay, because they can now do everything remote, Zoom
towns, work remote, exactly. That's right.
Okay.
I mean, really, if you can work from anywhere, why wouldn't you want to just live in, everyone aspires to move somewhere when they retire.
Yeah.
Well, just move there now.
Yeah,
I can't do it, but
you got to be hands on.
I have to. Well,
you got to be there.
I do, and I don't. I'm with all the fortune we've had in the past year or two, I'm expanding on the business to have other people going out and doing it.
Right.
And I'm trying to transition more to just being the business owner than the actual guy, boots on the ground. So I'm working towards that too.
That's the American dream. You're working yourself out of a job essentially where you're the CEO,
correct,
and you've got system. And Keller Williams, millionaire real estate agent, and they call it the 7th level business, the 7th level real estate business, where you got the 7 levels, you got admins, you got all the folks helping. But great point, Diane. When you look at I would always want to have a house in the mountains. Boom, there you go. You can live there now. You can Zoom town work from the mountains in Carolinas or Tennessee, or if you want to live on the beach in Florida, you can do that too.
I'm gonna be at Sloppy Joe's in Key West with a laptop, just reviewing reports and getting those out all day.
I know.
There you go.
I was listening to Kenny Chesney did a live show down there from the Keys just a couple weeks ago, and it was like his first concert in such a long time, and it was like, man, it had that Key West vibe to it. It was like, oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's great down there.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, well, the nice thing, I can work anywhere because, once you have, the internet and everything's kind of been pushed forward. But in the state of Florida, we have to have a physical location to be licensed as a mortgage professional. And so it doesn't mean I have to have a big location, but I have to have a location. So until they've changed that in some of the states since COVID, Florida's not one of those yet. But there's about 8 states have changed where you can actually work from home and actually be licensed from the home.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
It's interesting. Yeah. But existing home sales, I don't know if you got a report, they were up 7% this year. So they're up. and single family sales are up 7.7% year, and they're down 3.1% year over year, but they were actually up. And inventory was down 1% from last month. Inventory is down 13% year over year. That's probably the reason that year over year sales are a little bit down. But the medium home prices, this is what people need to pay attention to. Medium home price is $352,800, which is up 13.3% year over year.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, oh, I don't want to buy because I think there's going to be, there's going to be a correction. I don't think there's going to be a correction.
I don't either.
So we need to kind of embrace it and buy when you can.
Especially here in Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've noticed recently, I haven't seen the huge increases in values like I saw, earlier in the year.
Right.
And that's not a bad thing. That could be just an indication that we're getting to our new price point.
Yeah.
We don't want that huge increase all the time. I mean, I think on average, I've been noticing a 20% increase over the past year in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah.
And, now the market, it seems like it's not necessarily going to adjust, but this is just our normalcy now.
I agree. I think, you look back to like California, right? Look at California and the mass exodus that they've seen with some of their crazy policies, the taxes going crazy. I mean, literally over 50% of your income out there you're paying in, especially for the higher tax brackets. But they're moving to Texas in record numbers, and then the same thing's happening with the crime wave across the country. Chicago. I mean, the district attorney did not even file charges, and they were shooting in the streets. 2 gangs going at it. 70 shots fired. Multiple people injured, and I think a couple people killed. So you're seeing that in New York, New Jersey, those states that have income taxes, high income tax, state tax, and then so this is unprecedented movement. That's why I think you're not going to see a bubble. People, they look back to the 06 meltdown and those types of scenarios. But that's a totally different climate, totally different lending. Diane, I want to bring it to you on the lending side because the lending now is still common sense lending that we're doing. We're not doing any of those irrational loan programs anymore, right?
Right. Yeah. Everything's verifiable. Even on self-employed, some of those bank statement loans, that's still verifying income, right?
Right.
So it's not where you just tell them what. Back then they told you what you made and you put it down as based on credit score. Now that is not the case. You do verify everything, and it's definitely different. There is not you don't have the negative amortization loans anymore. You might have a few out there, but there's not very many. And you have to be very financially savvy to be able to get those. So it's not the same as it was. And we have more equity in homes than we've probably ever had. So there's a lot of equity, a big difference from the last time when there was not a lot of equity. But there's a lot of people, because of the appreciation, that people have a lot of equity. So to walk away from that big appreciation value is going to be tough for people. And they are working with people that have put, that went into taking their payments and holding off because of COVID. They are working with them where they're adding them on to the end of the payment. So, the deferred payments and things like that from COVID have actually been forbearance. People that are in forbearance, we're having a lot of calls on that. You do have to be out of forbearance, by the way, and make 3 payments. However, those can be added to the end of the loan. Most lenders are doing that. Maybe not all, but you would call your servicing. So it's not the same as what it was before.
Right.
I believe that we've learned as lending institutions of what to do and what not to do.
Yep, and the political climate also has changed, so that was a big part of it as well. We're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, Diane Vance, Fairway Independent Mortgage, our expert contributor for all things mortgage and finance. She can help you get pre-approved. She can help you refinance. She can help you save a ton of money when it comes to that type of activity. Also, Ray Hall in the house, Ray Hall Appraisals. We're going to talk more. I want to talk about some of these hedge funds, and I actually think they are evil, these hedge funds that are doing what they're doing. And then also VRBO, Airbnb, and supply chain right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Stay with us. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back after this short break.
Thanks for listening to My Daddy's Show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
Hey, Margie here with the Consumer Quarterback Show and the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. If you're buying, selling, or investing, please give us a shot. We would love to help you. We are a top 1% ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay, and you can reach us at 813-750-0550. Call or text 813-750-0550. ConsumerQB.com.
Selling commercial or residential property? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. Reach me at 813-670-7372 or platinummvpteam.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, helping our sellers profit more and sell faster, utilizing our innovation with radio, TV, internet marketing, and more. We love to help you win in any marketplace. Let's give a shout out here to Veteran Gutters. Brandon Porter and his team, they do such a great job. Veteran Gutters, he's an American service member. He served in the military. He has his company called Veteran Gutters. So support the local economy, support our veterans, the proud folks that have went out and served this country. United States American made product here in Tampa Bay. Veteran Gutters. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. All right, we got a hot property listing here in Tampa Bay. I want to let you know about this property. 722 Pruitt Drive, Madeira Beach. It's a beautiful opportunity. What we've got is a duplex on the beach. Gorgeous property. 95-foot lot on the beach. Deep water access. And I want to ask Ray Hall about this one. This one is a so you got two sides. You've got almost 1,500 square feet, duplex on the beach, great rental property. You know, you could live in one side, rent the other out, and you've got deep water access, great, good size boat dock there as well with deep water access, of course. 722 Pruitt Drive, Madeira Beach, duplex available for sale. Great investment, 95-foot lot right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, so I want to ask Ray about that. Sure. I mean, you got a duplex on the beach, deep water access, Madeira Beach, Pinellas County.
I've got a buddy of mine who lives out there. I mean, it's a beautiful area, a lot to do. You're right there by John's Pass.
Yeah.
I love the Madeira Beach area. When I go out, boating, jet skiing, I usually head down there and hang out at my friend's house. But duplexes like that are really kind of cool because, especially in that area, rent is so high.
Yes.
So you buy the duplex, like you said, you live in the one side, and you can rent out the other, and it's gonna your living costs are next to nothing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I remember when I was younger buying my first house, I could have bought a house in Clearwater or a duplex in Brandon for the same price. I bought the house, and it's my biggest regret to this day.
Yeah.
Just to back myself, I wasn't in real estate at that point. I was still a finance guy. But those are great properties, and if you have the opportunity to get a property like that, I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Because especially when you're starting out, again, that helps with your costs. But then when you're ready to upgrade, you've got your rental property.
Yes,
and
that's right.
Your tenant is the one who paid down that mortgage for you.
Yeah.
And that's a spectacular area. Do I get my discount for being on the Consumer Quarterback Show?
I'll hook you up, man. We'll take care of you on that. Now, you might not be able to VRBO that vacation rental by owner or Airbnb it.
Correct.
Just based on the local municipalities, and some of those areas have an appetite for it, some don't.
Correct. I believe in the city of Clearwater, you cannot have an Airbnb. That's illegal. Now, are people doing it? Yes. but
short-term rental
type
they look
thing.
at it more of like it's like a hotel, a glorified hotel, basically.
Correct.
Without the lobby check-in area. It's so people don't want that transient behavior. Of course, they're going to come in and party a lot of times.
Yep. They do and they don't. Sometimes just doing vetting them and in the rating system and all that, you can get good tenants that way. But yeah, a lot of places don't want, like you said, that kind of transient in and out type thing.
Yeah.
So you have to, if you're going to buy a house for that purpose, you need to know what the local government is going to allow. And in a place like Pinellas County, that's tricky because there's a lot of different municipalities out there.
Yeah, I think Indian Rocks Beach will allow it. By the way, next week we've got the mayor of Indian Rocks Beach, Cookie, coming on, as well as Erin Foley from our team. She's a top buyer agent on the team, so we're going to have a good lineup there. So we'll talk a little bit about that next week. I want to get Diane's opinion on that as well. VRBO, Airbnb, what are you seeing?
Well, I have a lot of customers that do it, but you're right. You have to look at the zoning and make sure wherever you're buying that they permit it. The last thing you want to do is buy it without hopes, because you do get a lot of rent from it. And especially if it's on the water like that duplex is, you would definitely get a lot of rent, because a lot of people, that's where they want a vacation, on the water.
That's
right. As far as the rental, we can use the income as long as it's on your tax return. We can't offset it unless you have a lease or something like that. But we can definitely use it if it's on the tax return for people that do VRBO or Airbnb. But I have several customers that they have quite a bit of properties that they do that with. So it depends on where it's at. Some of them are in Weeki Wachee. A lot of my customers have that up there, so they must allow it. So
some of these hedge funds too. That's the thing too. Like, these hedge funds are buying, so much property. Blackstone, BlackRock, and I had mentioned before that I think they are very, evil might be a strong word, but look at what they're doing. And then they also have some other things that they're doing in terms of a national level, playing with the Federal Reserve. I mean, there's a lot going on. I've been listening to some other podcasts. I got a clip I'm going to play coming up in the third segment. So we'll jump back on the hedge fund thing here on the third segment. But I want to go back to Diane, bring it more of a local area. So people looking to buy, invest in real estate in Tampa Bay, what's your top tips, your nuggets of advice for folks, and especially even those renters as well? I would like to talk to those renters also.
Well, the first-time home buyers has accounted for 28% of the sales. So first-time home buyers, they are purchasing. And we do have the cash buyers. Still, it's very stable, but that's a lot of what you're going to talk about with the hedge funds. And unfortunately, I almost think that should be, I don't know, I don't think it should be, I don't know, I'm kind of with I would think that your local folks that want to buy for those type things should be considered more than if it's a BlackRock or somebody like that.
Priority,
but, priorities over big corporations. Individuals being small business, that's fine. Individuals buying investment property, that works. But when you have these big companies coming in and buying, you kind of take away from the buyer that actually really wants to live in the property.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of my personal opinion. But I think that people should actually start looking, because prices are not going to fall like a lot of people think. I'm pretty sure I'm correct on that. But I think we're going to be very stable.
Diane, I got a question for you. For a lot of these new home buyers, are the Fannie Mae Home Path properties still pretty popular?
No, not really.
No.
But there's a lot of help out there. Mm-hmm. I will tell you, most of our first-time home buyers, they usually get gift funds from family members. Probably, I don't know about you, Ray, but when your kids are older, that's probably what you end up doing.
There you go.
But that's what I did. So.
Gift the down payment, help them get in.
Yep.
That's good stuff.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
Diane Vance, DianeVance.com, Fairway Independent Mortgage, Ray Hall Appraisals here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. When we come back, we got our feel-good story of the day as well. I won't stop until it happens. Michael J. Fox raises $1 billion to find cure for Parkinson's. We'll be right back after this short break. Don't go anywhere. Please follow us online at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram and Twitter. Consumer Quarterback Show page out there as well on Facebook. We'll be right back.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Okay, we're clear. Go ahead, test that one out.
I just want to listen to this real quick.
Well, this is all.
Social and corporate governance is what ESG stands for.
They used to call it when I worked in.
All right, so Brandon, you've got Diane still on the line, okay?
Okay, cool.
Diane, stand by.
All right, so I'm going to beat up on hedge funds when we come back.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, we're back. Brandon Rhymes, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Team. Support the local economy by supporting our show. We greatly appreciate all those who call in to the hotline, 813-750-0550. Call or text 813-750-0550. And you have questions, you have concerns, you have connections that you want to be made. We're going to be able to put you in touch with our partners, over 40 different partners, 80 different categories of consumer advocate content and advice, all types of different businesses, attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, home services, self-defense experts, technology experts, so many ways we can help you. So we greatly appreciate all those that reach out and call into the show or hit us up. You can even email me directly, brimes@kw.com, BRIMES@kw.com, and we're going to answer your questions. We're going to put you in contact with our expert contributors, and we really want to help you. That's how we do this show. We continue to do this show. Almost 9 years now we've been on air. Just local flair. We talk a little bit about stuff going on nationally, just because it's so concerning these days. But before we jump into that, I want to touch on one of our sponsors here. I want to thank one of our sponsors, Ramin Kazami, Heights Soft Wash. He is a great example of a small business owner right here in Tampa Bay. If you want to get some pressure washing done, Heights Soft Wash is his company, Ramin Kazami. He's helped me clean our real estate properties. He does a great job, and he does a fantastic job cleaning. He's first-class service, first-class example of a local area expert contributor. Ramin Kazami, Heights Soft Wash, right here in Tampa Bay. Let him know the real estate quarterback sent you. All right, we got a couple of hot property listings here in Tampa Bay. We've got a property at 1748 Colmar in Holiday. This property on 1748 Colmar is a nice two-bedroom, two-bath property, 1,000 square foot. And it's got solar on the roof. You got a pool in the backyard. Beautiful property. Great opportunity to own in Holiday. It's Colmar Drive in Holiday, Florida. Great buying opportunity. 5602 Land Lakes Boulevard. This commercial property that we've got up in Land Lakes. It's a multi-acre property, 7 acres, just shy of 7 acres. Amazing opportunity for builders, developers, entrepreneurs. 5602 Land Lakes Boulevard. Currently zoned C2 commercial zoning. You got water and sewer available, and it's a great opportunity in that US 41 expansion corridor up in Land Lakes. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All All right, so I'm going to play a quick clip here just to let you know, like the Federal Reserve, how it's working with the federal government. And this is a clip from the Charlie Kirk Show talking about the Great Reset, federal inside trading, basically, essentially is what's happening here. And it's talking about China and their woke credit score system, the way that it works in China, where they're harvesting organs and they're doing things. So, again, we're a local show, but this is a national issue that should be getting more interest.
Well, this is the Great Reset, right? So this is the Fed prints money, gives it to their buddies at BlackRock and Blackstone. They institute ESG.
With Larry
Fink, and then Jerome Powell, their stooge over there they're all insider trading. And what they do is they rank companies by their ESG. So essentially what they are, Larry Fink and these other Wall Street boomers will go up there and push this ESG, and they'll go to these companies, like they'll go to Facebook, and they say, oh, you're not censoring people enough. Well, your ESG score is going to go down now, and you're going to get less money.
Yeah,
you're
it's
going to get less
environmental,
investment.
social, and corporate governance, which is a woke score that is given to publicly traded companies to try to get them to be more like Democrat super PACs.
Right, so you're going to
products.
so think of it, folks. None of this is being done through Congress. You're going to get the Green New Deal. You're going to have this is your social credit
through
score.
An extra governmental body.
Through an extra governmental body, through the Fed and their operational. So BlackRock and Blackstone essentially operate as the operational arm of the Fed in this.
Okay, so the Federal Reserve, we know there's nothing federal about the Federal Reserve. It's basically operated by cronies in Washington, D.C. But where it comes into play here locally is these hedge funds, these BlackRock, Blackstone. They're buying up property. So they're competing with our veterans that serve this country that have 100% financing. A lot of times sellers say, hey, I don't want to do a deal like that. It's going to be more, it's going to be harder to qualify. My property is going to be scrutinized more. Or let's say the first-time home buyer. Diane had mentioned that the first-time home buyers represented 20-something% of the market, those first-time home buyers. But if even as a realtor, a lot of times the owners say, hey, I got this big hedge fund company throwing an extra 10, 15, 20 grand at me. Maybe I'll just take that offer instead. Diane, are you still with us?
I am. And
yeah.
Why do you think they're doing that? The reason the big hedge fund companies are coming in, especially to Florida, is because they know that there's going to be appreciation in property. So that's the only reason. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense for them to buy a property for more than what the value is, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So they know, that's how they made so much money. They made money back in 2009 when the crash hit because they came in and bought up all those properties and rented them out. And then when the appreciation came back in, they ended up selling them, and they're doing it where they know it's going to increase.
That's
so
right.
Why in the world don't the buyers? It's a very maddening situation because it takes away from the normal everyday person to be able to purchase a home.
Yep, and you see the favor that they're getting from the Federal Reserve. It's like they're giving them loans at a discount, and then you've got these big, huge hedge funds that are basically implementing these systems, and it goes into the whole credit score or the score of the corporation, the woke score, right? The environmental, the social, and the corporate governance. How they're the example with Facebook, they're censoring certain people more than others, those types of things. So that's what they're pushing from a federal government. So they're overstepping. And again, look at what's going on in the world. They're allowing favors for these BlackRock, Blackstones, but you got the open border out this other. You got the Afghanistan debacle. You've got immigration issues. So many different issues that they should be focusing on. The school board, all the stuff going on at the school boards and the schools and the CRT. But yet they're incentivizing these big hedge funds to buy properties out from under, in many cases, veterans and first-time home buyers, Ray.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And unfortunately, the way things are set up, it's a hard battle to fight. Fortunately, when we're doing appraisals, we're not so much looking at those transactions. Because it could distort the market if we were giving them their equal consideration on that.
Good point.
Because they are inflating. But we obviously normally when we're going through sales, we're looking at stuff that was kind of a normal transaction, something that you would have listed, things like that. A lot of times when they're buying up these houses, they're kind of off-market properties. And, and folks have to be careful at getting into those transactions. Again, do you believe, are you going to believe everything they tell you? I just had an inspection today with someone who was right in the process with one of these big names that buys your house and all that,
yep.
and found out that Sure, she wasn't paying realtor commission. They were charging it to her on the end.
Exactly. I'm glad you said that.
She wasn't saving any money by going to this person. But you know what they're going to do is they're going to say, we're saving you commission. So sure, everything else in your neighborhood is selling for $250,000. But what we're going to do is we're just going to give you $220,000 cash, so you don't have to pay all that fee. You don't have to worry about fixing anything. We're just going to buy it as is. And it sounds great, but they're making money somehow.
Well, you get to the closing, like you said, and I've talked to these people too. You get to the closing, and then there's convenience fee or whatever fee they name it as,
transaction fee,
junk fee, and it ends up being the same as commissions.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that happens, you got some of these other companies that will say, yeah, list with us for X percent. It's a discounted percent. But then when the fine print, it says, yeah, you have to buy with us on the other side. You have to use our mortgage company. You have to use our title company. Yep. So that is something else that's a gray area. It's borderline steering, Diane.
It is absolutely borderline steering. And actually, legally, they're not supposed to say they have to use anybody. They can suggest that you get pre-approved by a lender, but nobody has to use any. That is crossing the line.
Right.
So you can get pre-approved, just like some of your buyers, Brandon. I let them know that, for your listings, I can pre-approve you. That's what I'm here for, and you don't have to come with me.
Right.
But you can actually have the person get pre-approved, just like those companies. But some people do actually cross the line.
Yep, absolutely. All right, DianeVance.com. Check her out online, DianeVance.com. Fairway Independent Mortgage. Ray Hall Appraisals. Always a pleasure having you guys on the phone and in person here.
Thank you.
Always
great being here.
Yeah, man.
Thanks.
Good stuff. That was great. We covered a lot of territory there.
Absolutely.
Really good. All right. Hey, thanks a lot. We'll be right back after this short break. We're going to come back with Shane Socash, David Reynolds, Jewelry and Coin. We're going to talk about alternative investment opportunities, precious metals. What's happening with the lithium and some of the power centers for Ford F-150s, for example, trucks, vehicles. There's a lot going on the geopolitical scale again, and China is really in a good position. We're going to talk about that, plus our feel-good story of the day right after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
This is Diane Vance with Fairway Independent Mortgage, a member of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Please give me a call for any of your mortgage needs. We do all sorts of loans. If you would like information on a mortgage, you can text me or call me at 727-647-8199. I will take care of all your mortgage needs. Go to my website at dianevance.com.
Ian Beckles here with my man Brandon Rhymes, a.k.a. the real estate quarterback. Brandon, what's happening with the market?
Thanks, Ian. We are in a low inventory market, so any of our listeners are homeowners and would like a free comparable market analysis or a 2.5% listing, we will honor this for the first 3 listeners who call or text in 813-773-1253. Free CMA and a 2.5% real estate listing at 813-773-1253. Check out consumerqb.com. Selling commercial or residential property? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. Reach me at 813-670-7372 or platinummvpteam.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We love to help you win when you're buying, selling, or investing. Email us directly, brhymes@kw.com. brimes@kw.com, BRIMES at KW.com. We'd love to connect with you and help you with all of your real estate needs. We've got some hot property listings here in Tampa Bay. How about some vacant land? I got property here in Tampa Bay at 207 East Lutz Lake Fern Road. This is a property you can build on. This is a home site. Could possibly fit multiple properties on it. 207 East Lutz Lake Fern Road, right here in Tampa Bay. Great opportunity to purchase real estate in the Tampa Bay market. How about 11724 132nd Avenue? Investors, developers, builders. This is another great opportunity. It's land, but it also has properties on it. 2 home sites. So you've got 2 single-family structures, could be rented out while you're working on your building and developing. So 11724 132nd Avenue in Largo, minutes to Clearwater Beach. Great opportunity. You can build multiple units there on that property. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, back here in studio helping you win is our goal. Replenish IV Solutions. We'd love to introduce you to one of our expert contributors, longtime friend of the program, over 4, 5, 6 years maybe. Replenish IV Solutions, Stephen and Lisa Gunnan. And if you want to feel energized, hydrated, and replenished, reach out to Replenish IV Solutions, and they will come to your office or your home, and they have multiple Bay Area locations. The safe and effective way to restore your body's crucial systems with vitamins, nutrients, enable them to perform at optimal conditions. I love getting juiced up, so to speak. You know, they hook you up with that vitamin infusion drip directly into your bloodstream. Great opportunity. Replenish IV Solutions. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we're going to our friend on the phone lines here, Shane Socash, owner, David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin. Hey, Shane, how you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you, Brandon?
Awesome. Blessed and highly favored, man. Things are going great. And, just want to kind of jump back into a conversation with you. You know, there's a lot of talk about Afghanistan, and there's an oversight review. And underneath the ground, there was this thing called lithium. Lithium has a lot to do with precious metals. And, of course, we talk about, some of the battery supply. But precious metals,
yeah, metals are going up again. They're creeping up. There's been a kind of a renewed interest. We had maybe a month-long kind of lull in it, and silver and gold creeping back up has everybody's interest peaked again.
Silver and gold, platinum, they have their value in terms of jewelry, but they also have the people are looking. Let's put it this way: you have this inflation going on. You've got unprecedented printing of money, watering down our nation's currency, jeopardizing our sovereignty, I would argue. But there's alternative stores of investment, essentially, of value, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we see it every day. We have, for 50 years, we deal with clients that put a percentage of their wealth in something tangible they can hold on to. It's available with quick access, and it's another place to potentially put money. There's a few reasons they do it. They could have concern about a financial system collapse. It could just be spreading it in different places, diversifying it, those types of reasons.
Yep, absolutely. And at David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin, right there in St. Petersburg, Central Avenue, Pinellas County, you also buy and you will obviously sell, but you got great jewelry options as well. Tell folks a little bit about the experience they would get when they come in and visit you.
Well, so if you come in our store, we're kind of a humble little place. We have probably about a quarter of our store is set up for bullion and coins and that type of thing, and then the remaining 3/4 is fine jewelry and jewelry-related services, appraisals, custom design, that type of thing.
Very cool. I want to play a clip here. It kind of talks about what I was referencing earlier. It's a clip talking about Taiwan as the Silicon Valley of the West. Check out this clip. It talks about some of the automobile industry plays with the precious metals. Go into a clip here, John.
Taiwan is Silicon Valley West. And I get a lot of people, they say, Jack, why do you care about Taiwan? Why does it matter, etc.? Look. All that aside, Taiwan is Silicon Valley West. The microchip processors that come out of Taiwan, it's a massive, massive chunk of the world's supply. If they fall to the PRC, if they fall to Beijing, that is all going to be under the control of the CCP. So your F-150s, your circuit boards, your laptops, your cell phones, guess what? That's all going to be CCP now. And you're talking the nanotechnology that they make. They're the most sophisticated chips in the world, the way the world is moving. Now, I wish all of that were in Silicon Valley. I wish all of that were literally in the United States. But it is what it is, folks. This is the situation we're in. So that is why you need a military that's not going through this freedom flu, that doesn't have these vaccine mandates, et cetera, et cetera. You need to be strong to prevent anything like that from ever happening.
So if that were to happen, Shane, you see, F-150s, laptops, cell phones, batteries, all types of things affected by this control of I believe it's the lithium and it's some of the other precious metals.
It's fascinating. Yeah, it kind of falls outside of my, things that we deal with here, but it's fascinating. Definitely something we need to keep an eye on.
Yep, and by the way, that was Jack Posobiec on that clip there. But yeah, so precious metals, great investment opportunity. You have other investments as well. People can come in and they're getting engaged. They're looking for design, jewelry design. Lots of reasons why people can come visit you.
Absolutely, I'm designing an engagement ring as we speak.
Very cool. What's some of the most unique stuff that you've designed for folks?
Oh wow. We do some pretty fantastic pieces. It's hard to be put on the spot and try to describe it over the radio, but we've done some pretty amazing pieces. There's really nothing, there's nothing that can be done in any part of the world or, New York or Los Angeles that we don't do right here with our team of 6 full-time jewelers.
Yeah, and we've got your video playing on your website there, the YouTube video. So it showed some of that as well on our screen. If folks are watching on our stream, they can watch it on the stream. They can watch Apple TV, Amazon Fire, Roku, lots of other places you can find us. But yeah, jewelry design. You buy gold as well. You buy or sell bullion, and you also have some coins that folks can take a look at. And you also buy coins as well.
We sure do. Yeah, what we're seeing a lot now is as the older folks age and potentially pass away, and coin collections move on through the family. Typically, the family isn't as interested in coin collection, say, as the person who passed away, and they want to turn it into something that the family can enjoy, which is typically money, and that's what we do.
Yeah, absolutely. And the location is right there on Central Avenue. Is that right?
Corner of Central Avenue and 40th Street since 1981, and we've been in St. Pete since 1971.
What a great location. If you continue Central going to the west, you're going to run into the Bilmar Beach Resort. That's
exactly.
Our official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, the Bilmar Beach Resort in Treasure Island. And if you head the other way, you're going to end up downtown, close to the pier, be able to enjoy the best of downtown.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great place to live, work, and play right here in Tampa Bay. And we're talking with Shane Socash here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin. And talk about the gemologists that you have, because I think that's a big part that differentiates you from some of the competitors.
Yeah, we have 3 graduate gemologists on our team. I'm one of them. It's the highest accreditation you can get in our industry, and it's pretty time-consuming to get. It's not an easy degree to get, so to speak, and so you get that through the Gemological Institute of America, which is also the most important diamond grading organization. So if you're doing any research on diamonds and buying diamonds or gemstones, you want to become accommodated, or you want to become. You want to know GIA. They're the important organization. So it's by going with Gemological Institute of America reported stones and going with graduate gemologists, you basically can keep yourself out of trouble,
How's your supply chain, by the way?
Supply chain, we're running into delays in shipping We don't. A lot of what we do doesn't come from China, but a small amount does, and so that stuff we're running into issues. Days and sometimes worst case scenario a week or so delayed, and then the stuff that's made in the United States. Teams are being affected by if people are becoming vaccinated and missing a day or two or three recovering from the vaccination, or if someone in their family's been exposed to COVID and they have to be out for 10 days. Like anytime you have a team of 10 or more people, like that has an impact, and so it's having an impact on ours. Our turnaround time is longer because if one of our jewelers is exposed to someone in their family that has COVID, they're out 7 or 10 days, and that impacts the workload.
Yeah. Yep. Interesting. Well, hey, we appreciate you joining us, Shane. What's your final thoughts to our listeners and viewers?
Keep an eye on gold and silver, and consider it as a possible additional avenue for storing some of your wealth.
Yeah, I like that idea. Diversify. If you're sitting in cash, hey. You look at real estate, you look at other places, but get in some gold, get some silver, hold it, and make sure you get it in your hand. That's something to be careful of, too, because there's a lot of scams out there as well. People are selling the actual paper behind it, right?
That's correct, yeah.
All right. Hey, Shane, thanks for joining us. Greatly appreciate it. Folks, go check him out. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin right there on Central Avenue in St. Pete. All right, so hey, another great show. Diane Vance, Ray Hall, and Shane Socash on the Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. That's our goal. We want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And remember, you can volunteer, you can donate blood, donate time. Lots of ways you can be a force for good in the community. We'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.